In this video, we're going to talk about the truth about avoidant partners that nobody wants to talk about. Because let me guess, you've been hopping from video to video about avoidance, their characteristics, what it says about them. And you've been diving into and analyzing your partner or ex-partner and the way that they were, their past, their childhood, ways that you can make yourself safer for them, ways that you could be that would enable them to overcome their trauma, right? And you've been focusing on the fact that they're avoidant, maybe even blaming them for the failure of your relationship because there was so much that went wrong due to their avoidance. And trust me, I've done the same thing, but there's something that people don't say enough on the internet when it comes to avoidance is that the avoidant who rejected you also reflected you, showed you your own avoidance if you're willing to see it. Because, like I said in previous videos, when you're with somebody who's avoidant, you can't help but leave yourself to some degree to accommodate them. If you're determined to stay with them, determined to make the relationship work, it requires you adapting. It requires you to tiptoe around them, to be hypervigilant to their mood, to be scanning the environment for what you can say, what you can't say, how they might be, how they might not be, what version of them you might get that day. And you can't help but leave yourself. Now, when you start to see these things, you start to feel those problematic things, maybe address them. It takes a hell of a lot once you're attached to really call it out for what it is, to admit your own needs, to address the feelings that you've got, to speak them out, to say no, to stand up for yourself. And every single time that you're not doing that, you're avoiding just as much as they were. And it's really interesting because we think that their avoidance is the entire problem. But actually, when we're in a relationship like this and we stay stuck on it and we refuse to leave, I'm not saying that leaving is always the right thing to do or always the best thing to do, especially if you're with an avoidant who wants to work on this with you. Then they can bring to you their feelings and their traumas and the way that they react to things, and you can work on it together somehow. And it might be messy at first, it might be confusing and complicated and overwhelming at times, but if both of you are working on it, then there is a way forward. But if you're the only one working on it, you're the only one saying, hey, I think we might need to go to therapy about this, or hey, can we talk about this thing again, or give me another chance to be different around you, give me another chance to say things that might make you feel safer. When they pull away, it makes you feel that painful need to lean in to try to complete the cycle, to try to get that resolution, to get back to the status quo of feeling safe. And so you have externalized your entire sense of self-worth and safety. And often people think, no, I haven't. I know that I'm worthy of this relationship. I know that I'm worthy of a good relationship. You might know it. Well, I know it. You know it logically, but then your body is responding differently. You're triggered. So your body is storing a different narrative, and that creates cognitive dissonance, confusion, overwhelm. It creates shame because you think to yourself, I know I'm worthy. So why am I tolerating this? Why am I not able to let go? Why am I not able to see this clearly? Because your body is still avoiding feeling the things that are actually coming up that want to be felt. And you're going up into your head trying to analyze and think about it and try to ruminate on what's happening externally so that you can fix it externally. But actually, the process of overcoming this challenge with someone who is avoidant starts with you addressing your stuff, because it's all well and good wanting them to change, but what about us? What about the patterns that led us into an avoidantly attached relationship with somebody? What about the patterns that led you to abandon yourself? What about the need to accommodate? What about the need to people please? What about all of that stuff that you have done that kept the relationship going, the version of you that was adaptive, that's the person that you would have to continue to be if this person was going to come back tomorrow, right? So that's the thing that perpetuates the cycle and keeps you stuck in these dynamics. And that's the thing that we've got to overcome. It goes way back to childhood, but there's a way of seeing things differently that allows you to put that version of you in the past. Remember who you are. And that version of you is magnetic, is powerful, is safe for people, makes people feel like they can be better, makes people feel safe enough to overcome their stuff because you have, right? And that's the power of doing this work. And that's why I created the self-abandonment trap, because that's what it is. It's a trap being in this situation. And as long as you're focusing on them, you're still in the trap. But when you actually say to yourself, oh my God, this doesn't work. I mean, how is it going? How's it going? Focusing on them, focusing on the lack of them, focusing on the fact that they haven't texted back, focusing on the things that they went through in their childhood. How's that going for you? Is it working? It might be giving you some information, but it doesn't help you. It doesn't resolve the anxiety. Maybe it gives you a bit of relief, of validation for the fact that it wasn't all you, because it wasn't all you. You're with somebody who was avoidantly attached. It doesn't work when somebody shuts down. It doesn't work when somebody pulls away. It's a two-way street, relationships. And that's what you need to expect in relationships. That's what you need to require in relationships for them to work, for you to get what you want at the end of the day. And it does mean facing some uncomfortable feelings like loss and grief and fear of abandonment, which is the big one, fear of rejection, fear of loss, all of these things that might be specific, individual to you, that we can dive into, let go and release, not in a way that is all up in your head, but actually creatively, in a way that's fun, light, makes you feel confident, makes you feel like you again. And that's what we're going to do in the self-abandonment trap. So if you would like any more information about how you can sign up, it's today. We start today. So if you've seen this a few days later, or if you see this next week, then still message me. There might be a chance that you can still join us. If you want any more information about what I do, or if you'd like to join the living room, then you can find out about that too. That's on every week on Wednesdays at 1:00 UK time. It's a beautiful space where people come together from all walks of life. We just talk about what's been coming up. And you can get coaching, you can talk to others, feel seen. That's a really beautiful space to come to as well. So if you want any more information about what I do, you can find out about that in the links below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.